like
Okay.
talking
So
about Andrew Tate's.
is
We
something
have
going on?
we have
Yeah.
work tomorrow. We have families.
Wherever you're
It's
from,
Saturday. We have kids. We have Andrew Tate
Weird.
to look up to. No one cares. We don't go. Jesus fuck. What an embarrassment.
Okay.
That's fucking sad,
I
honestly.
agree.
So like, it's really kind of just basic about like how words work, right? So in the context of women's history, or women's
Bro.
rights,
Obviously not
women,
to you.
Can you make a
women's
point?
health, right?
Can you
Well,
make a point?
I-
What's
right,
what's your
so-
point?
So utilizing your definition of the word woman, women's health refers to,
Oh my
you know,
god.
human health, which refers to
Point.
human.
Oh
Right?
Jesus, no, it doesn't.
Oh my
Well, then what does it
fucking
refer to?
God.
Women. It refers to
Women.
fucking women.
A
Women.
woman.
Which is, what is that specifying?
A woman. Somebody who
Not you.
identifies
A male
as
or-
a woman.
It
Uh,
refers to any male or any female, right? So it doesn't refer. It just refers to
No,
human.
not
I'm in
any
pain.
male.
What about
Oh
women's
my
history?
God,
What
you
does
are
women's
so
history
bad,
refer
babe.
to?
What is your
Oh,
point,
I can't
dude?
do this anymore. I can't do
Exactly.
this
Like,
anymore.
you guys are everything you guys are doing is demonstrating the incoherency of your own language.
You're incoherent. I can't.
When
I'm
I asked
sorry.
you what the subject of women's
Please stop talking. Thanks.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in or just hearing about this for the first time, I've had a stalker for the last year. And I'm not
Mine too.
oh, she's my stalker, she's obsessed with me. But like for real, had to go to court and get a 5-year protection order, and it was like a constant battle to get that protection order. And she's violated the protection order over and over. She's made well over 2,000 videos about me and my friends. And one of my friends specifically, like 90% of her efforts were focused on myself and that specific friend. She was also accusing a bunch of people of the Moscow, Idaho murders.
That's true.
She was wrong, and because she couldn't admit that she was wrong, word on the street, allegedly, she started harassing one of the detectives of the Moscow, Idaho murders because she couldn't admit that she was wrong. And from what I hear, she got charged for it. So she hasn't been online. She hasn't been talking
Hold
about
up. I gotta message someone. Hold on. What?
anybody I care about or know. She got real quiet recently. But me and that specific friend have seen this kind of behavior from her before. And we're literally like waiting for the other shoe to drop until we can confirm it. So just follow this back. You'll know.
Wait, hold on. I gotta. Where's John? Damn, is he? This guy's still.
You've cut them down by half. Now finish them.
Bitch.
Oh, and now they act. They harass the cops, and the cops now act. Fucking harass me for a year. Anyways.
I'm sorry, I could not take that guy seriously. I went to his page, and it just like, I watched 2 videos, and they contradicted themselves.
John's not live
he
right
was
now.
he was like saying something about like what it takes to be a good father, and it was like, patriarch is necessary. And then he had
Oh.
another video. Video that said these vague words like have a bad something on like mental and societal whatever. I didn't really read it, and it was like a list of words, and the very first word was patriarchy.
Yeah.
I was like, that don't make sense, my guy.
But
I
hey,
It
don't
was
know.
like patriarchy, femininity.
I was
It was like
kinda
it had a
into
toxic stipulation on like mental and social something. I was like, I'm not gonna take anything you say seriously.
but hey, say incoherent again, would you? That'd be great.
Gee,
I should have drank every time he said incoherent.
for real.
I'd be passed out right now.
But alcohol poisoning.
I can. So for you guys questioning, I can click the host button down here on my screen and see who's live on my mutuals list, and he's not live. So it was painful. Honestly, that's painful. Like, come up with a premise. Why the fuck?
That
Listen,
was one of the dumber takes I've
it
heard.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
trying to define a word, then yeah, you wouldn't include the word in it, you know, because like that's kind of and
We need to know the
antithetical. But
latitude and
you're
longitude.
stating, if you're stating like history, but in what type, and you
Mission
all
complete.
understand the
Good job.
type, right? Like American history. We understand both of them. History and American separate mean two different things. History. What type? American history. American. American what? American history. No, we're not asking, right? American. Wait, what does American mean? Okay, we can describe that. Awesome. Oh, it means a country. That's or it means okay, American history. Wow.
I'm shocked.
I'm
nobody.
not inviting you to shit.
I am shocked that nobody voted for him. Like truly.
Ooh, Redneck Wolf.
Yeah,
You
if
didn't
you
invite
guys
you. Want to come in? 2,000
yeah,
followers.
come on in. If you guys would like, you can all join my my Patreon to watch playbacks. I'd appreciate it.
So
So
crazy.
there's that. Or if you guys wanna tip me for the inevitable aneurysm I'm going to have and required surgery, Venmo Cash App in the bio. So there's that.
No. I've just been kind of scrolling on TikTok.
Wow, can't believe you left my live. Just kidding.
Listen, I was in and out, and then I saw.
I am on your 6.
As a person who has had everything, which amounted to nothing to me, because when you have a whole lot of everything, that's materialistic things in life, you forget that the most important thing in life is life. Okay? So everything can amount to nothing as long as you make it something, and nothing can be something as long as it's everything. But it's the concept of thinking
I don't think you're
without
using it in a
logic,
literal
it's
sense.
thinking without logic and thinking with your brain. Logic is a word that someone came up with to keep us in a system.
No.
There's
Logic
no
is
such thing as
logic is a.
If we lived in a logical world,
Yes, there
half
is.
the things that people go through wouldn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. No, logic is just going to be referring to, like, for example, do you think that there can be a 12-sided triangle?
Can there be a 12-sided triangle? Well, obviously we all know there's not a 12-sided triangle. Now you're trying
Exactly,
to
and why?
look,
Wait, hold it. Can I finish?
Look, now I'm gonna
Why?
use what you just said
Because of
against you.
logic, right?
If
Because can I
everything
finish?
is nothing and
Sir, can I
nothing
finish?
is everything, as long as you
Dude,
make
are
it
you
something.
okay?
So all those triangles that you just made into something that it wasn't. Now it's everything, because that's the topic of conversation, right?
I have no clue what you're saying. All I'm trying to describe to you is that there is not something as a 12-sided triangle because triangles are 3-sided, so they couldn't be 3-sided and.
Life. You forget that the most important thing in life is life. Okay? So everything can amount to nothing as long as you make it something, and nothing can be something as long as it's everything. But it's the concept of thinking without logic and thinking with your brain. Logic is the word that someone came up with to keep us in a system.
Reloading.
No.
There's
Logic
no
is
such thing as
logic is a.
If we lived in a logical world,
Yes, there
half
is.
the things that people go through wouldn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. No, logic is just going to be referring to, like, for example, do you think that there can be a 12-sided triangle?
Can there be a 12-sided triangle? Well, obviously we all know there's not a 12-sided triangle. Now you're trying
Exactly,
to
and
make
why?
something.
Wait, hold it. Can I finish?
Look, now I'm gonna
Why?
use what you just said
Because of
against
logic,
you.
right?
If
Because can I
everything
finish?
is nothing and
Sir, can I
nothing
finish?
is everything, as long as you
Dude,
make
are
it
you
something.
okay?
So all those triangles that you just made into something that it wasn't. Now it's everything, because that's the topic of conversation, right?
I have no clue what you're saying. All I'm trying to describe to you is that there is not something as a 12-sided triangle. Because what you're saying.
Now it's everything.
Are you?
If
Because can I
everything
finish?
is nothing,
Can I finish?
well, obviously we
Yeah.
all know there's not a 12-sided triangle. Now you're
Exactly,
trying to
and
make
why?
something-
Why?
Look,
Why?
look,
Wait, hold it. Can I
look,
finish? Can I
look,
finish?
now I'm gonna
Why?
use what you just said
Because of
against you.
logic, right?
If
Because can I
everything
finish?
is nothing and
Sir, can I
nothing
finish?
is everything, as long as you
Dude,
make
are
it
you
something.
are you okay?
So all those triangles that you just made into something that it wasn't. Now it's everything, because that's the topic of conversation, right?
I have no clue what you're saying. All I'm trying to describe to you is that there is not something as a 12-sided triangle because triangles are 3-sided. So they couldn't be
Okay, so
3-sided
why are we
and
talking
12.
about
Can I
logical
finish?
based
Can I finish?
instead of sitting
They-
down
they
talking about
couldn't-
real life and how
They could.
maybe all of us are sidekicks and we're all sidekicks in our own way, but instead of us coming together and be like, okay, maybe this kid isn't insane because now we're just talking about logic instead of talking about being in real life and how there's all these sidekicks around that nobody listens to. And the one sidekick kid that's sitting in your lap right now, you don't want to simply listen to because you can't grasp the fact that everything is nothing and nothing is everything as long as you make it something. You can't grasp that. So how will you grasp anything else in your life?
By using logic, right? That's how I tell if things are internally consistent. And
So,
what
so
we're
it's
identifying
logical
here.
for you
Can I
to
finish?
be logical
Can I
about it.
finish? No, it's not logical to be logical. I mean, well, obviously, but that would
Covering your
just necessarily
six.
imply a circular statement. We would just reference it as logical. We wouldn't say it's logical to be logical to be logical to be logical. That's just going to be like redundant, right? So like all we're describing here is that's not making sense. We're simultaneously saying that nothing is everything. And what's the definition of nothing and what's the definition of everything? Everything is referring to all things. Nothing is referring to the absence of things, right? So how can the absence of things also be everything at the same time?
Because you made it that. You made the absence of something into something, which made it something else. Are you lost? Are you lost?
Yeah, I'm completely lost. How did
okay,
I make
okay.
the absence of something into something? How did I do that?
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the general statement that I said is to say that everything is nothing and nothing is everything as long as you make it something. So it's up to you to determine whether or not you're going to have the absence of something and something's going to be absent. If it's absent, that is up to you to determine. And as long as you make that thing something, it's something. But until you step into your own spiritual awakening, half this stuff isn't going to make sense to you. And that's okay. I'm not here to make it make sense to you. I'm here to share my peace. And for anyone who simply doesn't understand my peace, it's not your time to understand my peace. And sometimes, and whether it's today or tomorrow, I'll come across the For You page and you'll see me talking my mess, and then you'll talk your mess to me, or you'll do whatever. And you'll probably stop and listen and say, everything is nothing and nothing is everything as long as you make it something. Because at the end of the day, everything in life, we make something. And until we take the opportunity to say, maybe we are the sidekicks and we're under a spell. Everyone's sidekicks in their own way, and if we all came together as sidekicks in a union, we'd be so much further than having this prove that you're a sidekick conversation. And everybody probably telling me that I'm an idiot in the comments, which is fine. I could care less. Because it's about actually listening to somebody instead of trying to use logic to back up everything. Because some people can't speak in logical terms. Some people are not capable of getting out what they have to say in a way that it sounds logical.
And that's completely.
Like me personally, it may not sound logical to you, but that's the best way I can come off. That's the best way I can say it. So who are you to tell me that what I'm trying to say isn't logical when you don't know what trauma, nor do you know what I've been through to get to where I am today and why I speak the way I speak, or why I say the things I say, or how I say them, or why I say them how I say them. It's not your place to tell me whether it's logical or not, because what's logical to you is not logical to me. And that's what being psychic is, realizing that we're all human, but we have differences. And if you can accept somebody's difference and be like, okay, that's great. What can we do to better the world? Not what can we sit here and do and have a conversation about who's the best sidekick and who can prove whether or not my mom's here and whether my mom's there, what my mom does for today or yesterday. We need to be figuring out what the fuck is in this world. We're all caught up in the wrong things. And I'm getting up here on all upset and stuff because I'm trying to sit here and prove to you how I know what I'm talking about and you know what you're talking about and how both of us could possibly be sidekicks. But you want to use logic to prove how you're better than me. I don't know who your grandma or auntie is, and obviously I don't know who Grandma Sammy is, or obviously I won't know who Auntie Sean is, because I'm not in your goddamn life, but we're all in the life together, and we don't care enough to stop by and just say, hello, you know, like, how are you doing? Like, I came up here nervous because I knew the first thing you were going to tell me was, I'm not a psychic. And frankly, I know goddamn well that I read people's cards every motherfucking day, and the only way that they can believe it is if they want to. And if you don't want to believe some shit, it's going to be hella hard for the person trying to explain it to you, because they're going to get like me.
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand myself, and that's
But
why
you're
I'm
really
trying to.
not, because a person who is trying wouldn't. This is the thing. You're trying in your own way, right? But when you're having a conversation, I'm trying to my mom does. Excuse me, that sound logical.
And
You realize what and it's not you today is the best way I can say it. So who are you to tell me that what I'm trying to say isn't logical when you don't know what trauma, nor do you know what I've been through to get to where I am today, and why I speak the way I speak, or why I say the things I say, or how I say them, or why I say them how I say them. It's not your place to tell me whether it's logical or not, because what's logical to you is not logical to me. And that's what being psychic is, realizing that we're all human, but we have differences. And if you can
Yes.
accept somebody's difference and be like, okay, that's great. What can we do to better the world? Not what can we sit here and do and have a conversation about who's the best psychic and who can prove whether or not my mom's here and whether my mom's there, what my mom does for today or yesterday. We need to be figuring out what the fuck we can do to fix this world. We're all caught up in the wrong things. As long as you make it something. Because at the end of the day, everything in life, we make something. And until we take an opportunity to say, maybe we are the sidekicks and we're under a spell. Everyone's sidekicks in their own way. And if we all came together as sidekicks in a union, we'd be so much further than having this prove that you're a sidekick conversation. And everybody probably telling me that I'm an idiot in the comments, which is fine. I could care less. Because it's about actually listening to somebody instead of trying to use logic to back up everything. Because some people can't speak in logical terms. Some people are not capable of getting out what they have to say in a way that it sounds logical.
And that's completely.
Like me personally, it may not sound logical to you, but that's the best way I can come off. That's the best way I can say it. So who are you to tell me that what I'm trying to say isn't logical when you don't know what trauma, nor do you know what I've been through to get to where I am today, and why I speak the way I speak, or why I say the things I say, or how I say them, or why I say them how I say them. It's not your place to tell me whether it's logical or not, because what's logical to you is not logical to me. And that's what being psychic is, realizing that we're all human, but we have differences. And if you can accept somebody's difference and be like, okay, that's great. What can we do to better the world? Not what can we sit here and do and have a conversation about who's the best psychic and who can prove whether or not my mom's here, or whether my mom's there, what my mom does for today or yesterday. We need to be figuring out what the fuck we can do to fix this world. We're all caught up in the wrong things. And I'm getting up here on all upset and stuff because I'm trying to sit here and prove to you how I know what I'm talking about and you know what you're talking about and how both of us could possibly be sidekicks. But you want to use logic to prove how you're better than me. I don't know who your grandma or auntie is. And obviously, I don't know who Grandma Tammy is. Or obviously, I won't know who Auntie Sean is. Because I'm not in your goddamn life. But we're all in the life together. And we don't care enough to stop by and just say, hello. You know, like, how are you doing? Like, I came up here nervous as fuck because I knew the first thing you were going to tell me was, I'm not a psychic. And frankly, I know goddamn well that I read people's cards every motherfucking day, and the only way that they can believe it is if they want to. And if you don't want to believe some shit, it's going to be hella hard for the person trying to explain it to you, because they're going to get like you.
Kill confirmed.
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand myself, and that's why I'm
But you're really
trying to.
not, because the person who is trying, this is the thing. You're trying in your own way. Right? But when you're having a conversation one-on-one with a person, you have to try in my way as well. Because for you to sit here and try to tell me that I'm not being logical, hurt myself for feelings, because I'm trying to be as logical as possible, but I told you before I started telling you what I was trying to tell you, that it wouldn't make sense. So this is going to take time to understand, and you're going to have to go through your own sidekick, whatever, to figure out what the hell goes on. But for you to be sitting up here playing, and I feel like you're playing a joke with my power, and you're playing a joke on my ability by saying, oh, get my auntie, because I don't do that. I go deeper into the trauma. I heal people's traumas. I don't talk about who's auntie and cousin and who and what kind of, no. I sit down and I have 4-hour conversations with people to heal their traumas. Not to be playing a joke talking about what's Auntie Sally's name. That shit ain't funny. People actually use psychic abilities to heal themselves. And to sit on here and think a psychic ability is, oh, knowing your auntie's name, or oh, knowing your cousin's name. People, and I'm not even talking about you at this point. I'm talking about the people who come up here and try to make a joke out of this shit. If I didn't learn to be a psychic or whatever the hell you want to call it, I would have never personally been healed for myself, and I would never been able to come up here and speak for all the people who don't want to speak because they don't feel comfortable. I'm glad you're able to have this conversation and put this up here, and I'm not even upset with you. Frankly, this is how I speak. And so people don't get me and people don't understand because they don't take the time to understand. This is not a hostile kid. This is a passionate kid. This is an 18-year-old who's trying to teach people that it ain't about being a sidekick guy. It's about let's get up together and change the fucking world.
Target destroyed.
Yes. So all I'm really trying to do in this circumstance is just like try to understand you. I apologize that I hurt your feelings for just having
hurt my feelings. My
logical.
feelings are not hurt.
Just,
If anything, I just
I mean that's what you said. So I was just
I
going
said you
based
hurt my
on
feelings.
what you
You
said.
hurt my feelings as in a saying my physical feelings. My personal feelings deep down, those don't get hurt because I have been through deeper stuff than you saying something about a spiritual journey. Or you saying something about, oh, you're not no damn psychic because you said my auntie name is Carol.
I never said that you weren't.
But I'm just saying, it's
Describe
in the
that.
context that
I feel
you're
like
using the whole
by the
proof
way,
me. If you would change, listen. Prove to me that you're a psychic, okay? If someone comes up here trying to prove the best of their abilities, you don't kick them right away when you feel like they're not a sidekick. It takes a sidekick a minute to build a connection with you to even come off and be like, okay, it's about connection and energy. If you kick them right before because you think that it's not about them knowing your Auntie Carol's name. You have to give them the energy. You have to believe. If you don't believe, it ain't gonna work. That's like God. Like I said before, I'm yelling at you, or what you feel like maybe yelling, because frankly, I'm just really loud. But that's besides the point. I'm doing it this way because I'm trying to explain to you that you're not a believer. I'm sorry. If you were a believer, you wouldn't have this conversation. You would have went through your little spiritual journey by yourself and you would have woke up and been like, what the fuck is going on here? But because you have to come on here, you think that this is gonna help you find out what being a psychic is. And personally, for you to be coming around trying to run me in circles, I know damn well you're a psychic yourself. I know you got psychic abilities in that little mouth of yours because the way you talk, you have angelic words. You talk like with a purpose. But it's about finding your psychic abilities and it's about finding it within yourself. Coming on here and talking to people about this shit is going to ruin what you believe in. It's going to ruin your idea of what spiritual is. It's going to ruin your idea of all these things. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is this, frankly, is a waste of both of our time. TikTok, a waste of our time. All this shit is a waste of our time. We all need to wake up. I'm not even mad about you and your little posters. I'm mad at the world. Frankly, all of us together should be building a better fucking community and a better way of life. But my black ass, homeless ass, can't do nothing because everyone wants to call me homeless when I get on here. Shit, the only thing that really brought me on here is the way that your white ass got a platform, if I'm being frank. All because you put proof to me that you're a sidekick. And nobody in this world is a sidekick, because if somebody was a goddamn sidekick, nobody would be living like this. And whether we want to accept it or not, we're all living in hell. And I'm going to leave it at that note. Y'all come in here and have y'all's little party while there's people on the street struggling, and y'all trying to figure out who's a sidekick and who's not. How about we come together and say, let's fight for change, let's fight for unity, let's fight for world peace. But we want to be worried about proving who's a sidekick or not.
Yeah, I think it's completely okay to like worry about other things sometimes.
But it really
we can do two things
That's
at
the
once.
thing, is like, the more that you think it's okay to worry about other
Can I
things.
explain one
I
concept?
respect you, Parker, and
Can
your
I
opinion
explain one
on
concept?
worrying about other things. But frankly, do you
Can I
think?
explain one concept?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So we can simultaneously do things that
It's
necessarily
giving
you
Kanye.
accept.
Period. I'm glad I turned
Right.
on the comments when you said that. But keep going.
Yeah, so we can also do things that necessarily get people like interested in the topic.
But what
seem to
topics are more
also
important? Who's
provide
the
an
sidekick or about
also provide a broader understanding of these particular topics and why people hold these positions. Because if we understand why people hold positions in which they see here, we can use some sort of value system or method of critique to then understand why people hold specific positions. So we can use that same sort of method.
Using the
We can
idea
use
that
that same.
somebody is the
Let me finish.
sidekick better in
Let
the
me
world?
finish. Let me finish. and explain. So we can use that same sort of idea of understanding how, like, other people's types of beliefs, and we can use that within the context of, say, talking about abortion, talking about slavery that exists in other countries of the world, talking about broader issues like in like the United States. So it's not just going to be specific to this sort of problem that we're referencing here. We can utilize all the things that we have from these different conversations and bring them into other sections. This is the second time I've ever talked about this topic on my live. I normally talk about other topics that you would see as like quote unquote more meaningful, right? Taking issues talk about other topics. We necessarily have a more broad understanding of these things because generally
But
speaking,
if we're
we
gonna
can use
have a
that sort of
conversation
message.
about the
Hold
topic,
up.
why can't I
We can
bring in
use
how
that.
I feel based off the topic?
Hold up. We can use that kind of message to then promote people to look at those topics, right? So we use like things
So
that
then
are
why are
necessarily
we
popular.
taking okay, so look, no, I'm gonna stop you in your tracks. Because you just said we should use what we're talking about, whatever, to draw attention to whatever, but then you're gonna stop me in my tracks and not allow me what I have to say to draw attention to what I feel based off my spiritual awakening.
Yes, I've let you be very clear with what you're saying today. I
But
haven't
I'm not
like
clear
cut
because
you
you're
off
obviously
like
not
at all.
understanding what I'm saying,
So-
which is why I don't
Yeah,
feel
so
like
let me
I'm
ask questions
clear
about that and let's
because you're not
communicate. Thank you for the
understanding
bumper
me.
cars. I appreciate it. Yeah,
You're
so
not
then let's
understanding
communicate.
me.
Sir, let's communicate it. Like, for example, if you're in public, right, you're interacting with people, the first time they don't understand what you're saying, you're not going to start yelling at them. You're going to
But this is
communicate
what
with
I-
them so that they
listen,
can understand what you're
Parker,
saying, right? You're
this
trying to
is what
convey
I'm
a
telling
message.
you.
This is not the
what I'm
best way to
telling
convey
you.
a message.
Listen, Parker, if you would listen to me, then you would understand.
I have been
Not
listening.
everybody is going to be able to have a civil conversation with you because you don't know their traumas. You don't know what they've been through and what words you say that may make them get triggered or what words you say that made them go off. You may feel as if, right, we're having a civil
So what did I
conversation.
say? What did I say, sir?
You said a whole lot of things that made me feel
Like?
as if, one, you were not listening, and two, like everybody in the comments is obviously not hearing where I'm coming from.
Wait,
It's
what did I
not
say that
about-
made you feel like that? I just want to be able to understand. So that I
Okay,
can
well,
do
when
better.
you picked whoever they said, because she started going in, she started talking about whatever, right? And I messaged her because you're like, haha, that ain't no. So then I came up here, I was like,
I didn't
if
say that.
I
That was
could-
not what happened. That was not happened. I literally said at the beginning of the live, if you get something necessarily wrong in terms of guess them, I immediately go past that, right? But when we're talking about broader, I also preface this. If we're talking about like broader types of like stories, or if someone is necessarily like doing a reading or something like that, I let them go on for like significantly longer. But we're talking about the people who are coming on to guess. I'll preface that on the live, right? In order to be able to understand
It's not about
that. That was already the base
Listen,
understanding of like the rules of my live, right?
All Saber, device
Okay.
is set. Stand
Well,
by to detonate.
this is the thing. I'm gonna say what I have to say in a calm manner, so you can get it.
Wait,
So
did you tell me to stop yelling?
Because obviously, no, I did not
Money
tell
gun, I
nobody to
appreciate
stop
it.
yelling. I'm reading the comments out loud because it's funny. There's going to be people in this world who cannot come off
We lost that
as
round.
good as you want
Ready
them
up for
to.
the next one.
Now, in a situation where you're talking about a touchy subject, such as sidekick abilities, spirituality, stuff just as close to religion, you have to be
Saber 1. Set a
careful
charge on the target and detonate it.
what you say and
You've
how
secured the
you
bomb.
say it, because you may offend or trigger somebody. Now, the one thing that triggered me was when you tried to tell me that I wasn't being logical by saying everything is nothing and nothing is everything as long as you make it something. Now, I'm going to simply tell you something. Now, the one thing that triggered me was when you tried to tell me that I wasn't being logical by saying everything is nothing and nothing is everything as long as you make it something. Now, I'm going to simply tell
Bomb
you
secure.
how if you didn't understand that, why it upset me.
This round is ours.
Because
Ready up for the next one.
in my life, I've personally had what I would consider everything. Okay? And the minute that I lost everything and I had nothing, I realized
Search and destroy.
that all that stuff that I had
All
didn't mean
Saber.
anything
Plant a charge on the target.
because
and
I
level
still
it.
had life within inside me,
We've secured the bomb.
and I learned that maybe I am a psychic. But ain't nobody gonna believe that I'm a psychic until they wanna believe that I'm a psychic. So with that being said, it's all about believing. Whether or not you wanna believe me, whether or not I believe you, I can't even connect with your energy right now due to the fact that if we had a one-on-one connection where
You're
maybe
left.
all these comments
Finish
wasn't
it.
flying through, it would work a lot easier. But due to the fact that you're on here and you already know what your plans are to do this, right? I can connect with whoever I want to connect with. But that being said, you have to make a connection. And I'm not blaming nobody for nothing.
1 minute left.
Apparently I need to seek therapy because I feel as if this is insane. And y'all think I'm insane because y'all trying to sit here and prove who's a psychic
got
and
the
who's
bomb.
not, and a psychic can't be a psychic without y'all letting them be a psychic.
So,
Took a loss
all
there. Let's
material
not
things
repeat it.
don't necessarily have meaning. So when you say everything is nothing, in terms of everything, you're referring to what's material, and then in terms of nothing, you're referring to value.
Yeah.
Thank you for the hand, so I appreciate it. Okay, so that's all there is. Thank you for the hand, so I appreciate it. It's not necessarily a contradiction. You're just referring to different things.
Search
So when
and
I say that it's
destroy.
illogical, right, that's going to come from the perspective that when you say nothing, you're referring to
Saber
material
1.
things.
Set
Thank you
security
for
on
the
the
hand.
objective.
It wasn't clear that you were referring to meaning in that context.
But I'm referring to energy. Like, if, okay, so say
Well, I mean, I didn't know that,
I'm
so like
referring
I have to
everything.
ask that to clarify.
But this is the thing, when you put into terms where you let everything be everything and nothing be nothing, then you have nothing and you have everything. And those are the two things that you have to go behind. Okay? You forget everything, and you know what? So with that being said, it's hard to explain on a note that it's energy. It's all energy. Everything's energy. If I came into this conversation and I sat here and said nothing, there would be no energy, right? But because I came in
No,
here
false.
and
That's
everyone
false.
feels like your energy would be here, but there'd be no energy like that I'm giving off. Like, okay, with me
No,
personally,
energy, you give off energy regardless. Energy is just referring to like matter, right?
talking
Energy
about-
and matter are the same thing. E equals MC squared. That's what energy refers to within at least a scientific
well,
context.
whenever
Are you referencing, thank you for the inputs, I appreciate it, Trav. Are you
So
referencing a
I'm
different
gonna
type
let
of
you
energy?
go. I'm gonna go now because you're never gonna get what I'm saying until you allow yourself to understand.
Oh, I am. I'm just asking you questions so that I can understand. So are you
But
referencing a different type of energy?
I'm
Search and
okay. This is what
destroy.
I'm saying. Okay, instead of asking questions, just listen.
All Saber. Defend
Yeah,
the
I'm
objective.
listening, and then when I don't understand something, I'm asking you a question. Is there an
if
issue with
I
me
can't-
asking for
This is the
clarification?
thing. The way you're asking me, the way you're asking your question, you're trying to make me seem dumb.
No, I promise you I'm not. I'm just
You
trying to
are.
understand.
It's
Thank you for
very
the hint, so I appreciate it.
contradicting. It feels as if you don't want me to say what I'm saying, and you don't want me to have to say what I have to say. So it's.
I've literally let you speak for so long. I don't know what you're
But
talking
it's
about.
this
here.
is the thing. Listen, you have to listen to not only the fact that you let me speak, but the fact that I am gonna come off the way that I come off. But due to the fact that I'm coming off a certain way, it's not your place to tell me to stop coming off that way. Like, do you not understand where I'm coming from? Like,
Didn't you just tell me
when a
earlier? Like, didn't you just tell me earlier that like I needed to like, understand that things that I say can be traumatic to other people? So I told you that something was illogical, right? That can be traumatic towards you. So I have to, do that for you, but you don't have to do that for me.
Let's not repeat it.
Do
That
what?
doesn't seem to make any sense to me.
I'm just okay. This is where you're confusing me. Okay, I'm talking about on a basis of someone. Okay,
Search and destroy.
how do I put this out? Because this is the reason I've had struggles in my whole
Saber,
entire life.
secure a
Is because
perimeter
people don't
around the
understand what I'm trying to say. And this is the reason why I don't get anywhere with anything. Simply because people tell me that I need to get help because I don't know how to come off. And I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say without feeling like I'm going to be belittled or put down. You know what I mean? Like, the way that you're coming off to me makes me feel like you don't care.
I promise you I care. Like, is there a way I can try to show that to you?
Enemy planted at Alpha.
And then I'm gonna leave. Because everybody already thinks I'm crazy. Everybody already thinks the way they do. So the minute that I'm in $1 million house and I have everything that everybody else wants, I'm gonna give it all to them. And I'm gonna say exactly what I said to you. That everything is nothing and nothing is everything as long as you make it something.
Search and destroy.
So it's
All Saber.
hard
Detonate
to
the target to
get
hostile
deeper
UAV in
into
the
it.
area.
So I don't know.
We have the device.
I'm wasting my time apparently. So I'm just gonna go now.
Okay, well, I
UAV
do appreciate
online.
you coming on. If you'd like to talk about that,
Well, it'll definitely be a lot easier because I can prove my, and it's hard to make a connection with a person when this is the basis of, how do I say it?
communication.
Yeah, and I don't communicate well when I'm basically being bullied. That's what it feels like. Like like
are
not
you
by
talking about
you,
from
not
me?
by you. Not by you. You have not said anything wrong. You're trying your best to understand me in the best way possible. But
Mission compromised. We've been
people
defeated.
don't understand that what you go through lingers inside of you. And whether or not they want to call me a narcissist, whether or not they want to call me whatever they call me, having a narcissist, whether or not, and whether or not they want to call me a narcissist, whether or not they want to call me whatever they call me, having a psychic ability Sorry,
Hello?
they're starting to prank call my phone number because this is what they do.
Who's
Can you
prank
still hear
calling?
me?
Yeah, I hear you. I don't. The people on TikTok, they can't get your number. That's not possible unless they like you put
They
it
have
on
my
like
number in
your
my
page
bio
or something.
because I give out readings.
Oh, okay.
But
I
anyways,
apologize for that.
but I'm just gonna go.
For sure. Well, I do appreciate you coming on. Definitely we could talk off live. I think that would be beneficial. Okay. Oh, he left. All right. All right, everyone. If you like my content, make sure to follow me if you haven't already. Tap the screen if you want to see some more conversations. Let's try to get to like 200K likes real quick. We'll have send out to more people. I appreciate everyone doing so. We can get some people on for like these different conversations. If you want to prove to me that you're psychic, make sure to send a guest request right now. If you do get something wrong and you're just necessarily guessing, that's when I kick you off. I appreciate it. If you want to come on for like broader readings, obviously. But yeah, let me get the next person on here real quick. Again, if you like the content, make sure to follow me if you haven't already, y'all.
Bravo secure.
13.
Taking the lead.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
24.
For sure. Just, proof me that you're psychic. Go for it.
Okay, so this is more of like I can tell your future. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start off at the beginning. I'm gonna kind of give a little storyline of your whole day. This is just like a good day in your life. All right. So one day you're gonna wake up. Right. It's gonna be a good morning. You're gonna get up and you're gonna be like, you know, I decided I'm gonna make coffee. For some random reason, you're just gonna make coffee. All right.
We're taking Bravo.
After you make your coffee, you're going to leave the house, and then you're going to go to the store because you need to get a little bit of grocery shopping done. As you get all that grocery shopping done, someone's going to come up to you and say, hey, have you ever been on a yacht? Have you ever had a fancy meal? And then you're going to say no, probably. And then you're going to go on this yacht, and they're going to cook you a beautiful steak and crab leg dinner. And after they cook you that steak and crab leg dinner, they're gonna be like, you know what, you want an encore? You want extra? Then they're gonna give you some dessert, pie, crispy, filling pecan pie. You like pecan pie, right?
Not really, man. Alright, well, first thing to say, by the way, the first thing he said, I don't drink coffee. If I drink caffeine, I literally throw up with caffeine. Like, there's some issue that I have with, like, caffeine. I don't know, as of recently, so I don't drink any coffee, so that was, like, it took an L, like, immediately right out of the gate. So, yeah, let me go to the next person, everyone. Alright, let's try to get this person. Parker Pliz? No way. No, bro. Yo, what's up?
Yes, good night, Parker. I'm 28 years old.
For sure, go for it. Please do your section.
Literally, I'm a child of father, being motivated by father energy. I carry a name that being recognized by the world. If you use it with you, I say Jamal, then you know me as Jamal. But a psychic is just a word. Let me start off with you, Parker. Parker, you're a loving person. But sometimes you find yourself that the love that you give to people, they don't give you back. You try helping a lot of people in life, but they never give you back the help that you need. Sometimes you wonder if you're giving too much, or maybe should you reduce. Possibility exists. There's a lot of things that you think about. You find yourself overthinking sometimes. But you're always there, pushing yourself forward, forget yourself in order, for put a smile on your face, and people don't recognize it at all times because they never find yourself trying to observe you to understand you. Because when you feel your pains, you feel them alone. Before I continue, Parker, there's a lot of people in your life that would like to find out certain things, and I have a knowledge to share with you guys. Thank you for inviting me. If I'm lying to you, Parker, what I just say about you, you could cut me off. But if not, I could go farther.
Continue, go for it.
Okay then. Let me say this to you. Silent is golden. Do not let fears decide your destiny. Do not think about the ugly things you're facing in life. Think about the beautiful things around you. Right? The world is made up of two energies, negative and positive. Follow it? And some people choose negative. So they think they have dominion. Like the person was there, he's spiritual guided, but he's using the negative side because you want to conquer instead of reason. You need to silence yourself, observe yourself, because nobody don't cause you pain. You don't hold malice. If you hold in malice, then you're holding your opportunities them back. It's good to forgive sometimes, but don't forget. Because your past could be a foundation of the future. You keep building. And as long as you keep building and building, there's nothing to destroy the foundation. Listen, in everybody's body, it have a negative and a positive energy. And if you allow your negative to grow, you become evil. There is a father, and he processes knowledge through your soul. Because you can take a person's flesh, but you can't take them soul. You can't kill a soul. People say a lot of things, but Parker, you could analyze anything you want to know. I could analyze anything that I act, that I speak in. You could go forward if you can, the life could ask, and I could answer. Relate to you guys and explain.
By the way, there's a huge echo, so that's why I wasn't talking very much. By the way, there's a huge echo, so that's why I wasn't talking very much. So I was gonna let you speak. So that's why I wasn't talking very much. So I was gonna let you speak. Is there a way you can turn down the volume so that else we won't be able to have a conversation?
You hear me clearly, bro?
I hear you completely fine. It's just like whenever I talk, there's like.
But I hear you fine, bro.
Okay, well, I do appreciate you coming on, but I can't have like a broad echo on my live, so I do appreciate it. But let me go to the next question. There's just too much echo that like it's all right. Hello? Hello? Okay, for some reason that didn't go through. Alright, let's go to the next person here real quick. See if I can get it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 38 years old.
For sure. Go for it. Prove to me that you're psychic.
Something is nothing, something.
Yikes. Yikes. Alright, let's go to the next person.
We're taking Bravo.
Oh, is it gonna go through?
Got your back.
No, it's not. Alright, let's go to this next person.
Friendly UAV on station.
Yo, what's up? How old are
Objective
you?
Bravo secure.
Planting mine.
Hello?
Flash incoming.
Alright, for sure. They immediately got off. Yikes. Let's go to the next person, everyone. If you want to see some more conversations, tap the screen, everyone.
I am in your debt.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Me?
Yeah,
Multiple movers spotted.
26.
for
Reloading.
sure. Go for it. Please submit your psychic.
Okay, so this is more general, but I feel like you're very
We
level-headed and
control 2
balanced.
objectives. Enemies taking
I
Bravo.
feel it's logic. You're
Securing
by
objective
logic.
Alpha.
And
All objectives secure. Hold what you can. We're losing Charlie. Enemy securing Bravo.
I don't know.
Taking
Thanks
Charlie.
I feel like you have a girlfriend.
Securing Alpha.
I do.
Are you into gaming? You like video games?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Securing Charlie.
Did you play sports as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Planting mine. Reloading.
I feel like you're.
I am wounded.
I can't think of anything else. There's a block, but
Enemy down.
How can I open up?
I don't know. What do you believe
Requesting
in
recon
psychic?
flyover.
Copy that. UAV
I'm not quite convinced yet, but I think it's possible.
We've secured 2
What
objectives.
do you like know about
Enemy
them? Like,
taking
what have you
Bravo.
heard about them, or what's your
Securing
experience with them
Charlie.
besides this guy?
I don't really have experiences with psychics outside of the context of this life. Or I know people that like would mess with like tarot cards.
We're
and
losing
stuff like
Alpha.
that. Nothing beyond
Sentry
that sort
ready.
of level of everything.
We
But
control
you're
all
like
objectives.
you're very
Secure
logical,
enemy
very
securing Alpha.
level-headed, like very like logic-based.
Objective Alpha
I got
is
your back.
compromised.
Yeah, I like
Get
it.
it. We've got him on the run. Keep it up.
Yeah, I like logic.
That's hot. What's you?
Taking effective fire.
You literally asked me earlier that if I have a girlfriend, by the way.
I will not forget
yikes.
this.
Earlier that if I
You
have
know,
a
it's,
girlfriend, by the way.
oh, there's
Yes,
a bad
welcome.
echo.
Let's get laid again.
I appreciate coming on, man, but like there's really bad echo.
Mission complete. Solid work.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, instead of proving my ability, my psychic ability, you think you can go with a curse? You know, some curse?
You want to curse me?
Yeah, not really in a bad way. I'm gonna curse you in some good way.
How do you define curse? Oh,
You know,
people in the
it's
chat
not
are
like-
saying
it's
you're
not-
14. He's trolling. Okay, I'll just go to the next person. Bro wants to curse me. Say no. Yeah, yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's going on? I'm 22.
For sure. Okay. Go ahead, prove to me that you're psychic.
I'm actually not a psychic, but I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing. Keep exposing these fake people out here. Do your thing,
I
bro.
mean, that's not like the meaning for it, but I appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
No problem. Say,
go ahead, prove to me that you're psychic.
I'm actually not a psychic, but I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing. Keep exposing these fake people out here. Do your thing, bro.
I mean, that's not like the meaning for it, but I appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm older. I'm 53.
For sure, go for it.
So-
Prove to me that you're psychic.
I watch you a lot, and I do like what you're doing. I know that you're a very logic-driven person, and I really enjoy your lives because I think you're fair and you're super confident in the way you come across. I'm not going to sit here and try to prove to you that I am psychic by doing a reading for you, but I've been like this since I was a child. I've always had very strong intuition. I get it from my mom's side. My aunts, they used to read all kinds of stuff and predict stuff, and so I got some of that. You can't always predict what's going to come out. So if right now I'm under the gun, I'm already nervous. I know there's a ton of people out here who think I'm fake, and you're a very logic-driven person, you're not open to the process. And that's what that 18-year-old guy who was yelling, and I get that he was yelling and that wasn't cool and he wasn't really being respectful to you. I don't think he meant to be disrespectful, but what he was saying was spot on. It's a two-way dialogue, and what we're doing is we're picking up and reading energy, and it is a lot of guesswork. So it's not about fake or not fake. It's just not science, therefore it's not logical to use the language of logic, if that makes sense, to try to describe this or try to prove it, because there's no way you can prove it scientifically, right? But I will tell you things like
Can I explain something about that actually? So like, I mean,
Yeah, I'm sorry,
logic
go ahead.
isn't necessarily referring to like what's scientific. Science is necessarily referring to like the scientific method. Or
I got you. Like
explanations,
empirical
hypotheses,
evidence.
Theories,
Yeah, I used
things
to
like
be a-
that. Yeah, empirical evidence. Whereas
Yeah.
like logic is necessarily referring to are things themselves, like the law of identity, or like other like logical issues like that. So I mean,
I hear you on
generally
that,
speaking, like it's just referencing to like what we're saying. So if I'm saying that like something is like say three-sided, but it's also four-sided at the same time,
No.
well, I mean that's not
No.
going to necessarily
Right.
based on like logic. So
No,
I
I
mean,
hear
that,
what you're
I still am. I'm still open, and I want to hear these things. Like logic doesn't
No, I hear-
necessarily make me like not open to these things, but I'm
No.
not open to throwing away logic. Is what I would
I
say.
wasn't. No. I totally get what you're saying too. Like, I don't like to like split hairs, and words are kind of tricky sometimes. Like, you know, I was a pre-med student, so I'm all about like science. I did change over to a different major, but I have a ton of education, and people are sometimes surprised because they don't associate a highly educated person. I went to Berkeley. I still live in the Bay Area too. So it's like people are like, "What? How can you be as educated as you are, but you're doing this? This is like bullshit," and it's not. I lost a friend to cancer, and I swear, no lie, like there's no reason for me to lie about this. And I always get choked up when I think about it because I went to college with him, and I predicted that he was going to die young, and I didn't know how. I didn't know when, but I would tell my best friend, who was also a mutual friend of his, I'm like, I don't know, Suzanne, like, I just feel like Rex is not going to make it to a ripe old age. I don't feel like we're all going to grow old as friends together. And last year, he died of pancreatic cancer. I was saying it for like 5 or 6 years, but I never could say it to him, even though I had people saying to me, "Dude, you could have saved him," but I didn't know. I couldn't have gone up to him and said, "Oh, go check out, go get a blood test, or go check this aspect of your body," because I'm not a medical intuitive. Some people are. I've never like, I don't know. I've never really practiced that. I don't know a lot about that, but I get this from my mom, and my mom has always had premonitional dreams, like scary accurate. So, like I say, I don't know if I could prove to you, because the way I read, I can't predict what's going to come out, you know? And yeah.
Well, I'm not asking you to like tell my future or anything, like, but like, is there things that you could say like about my like personality or about me that you couldn't necessarily know just by like necessarily watching me on TikTok? I mean, at least for that sort of like aspect, because I mean, like, I can't necessarily confirm the context of like the internal experience that you have.
No.
So, I mean, at least I would.
No, I
you
totally.
probably understand in that aspect. So like, is there anything that you could necessarily do to sort of at least get the other like me to understand? Because obviously, like, if that necessarily applied, I would absolutely like explain that and like say that.
No,
online.
I hear you, and I appreciate you letting me come on here. I really do love what you're doing. I'm not getting anything right now. Like, for me, I have to like meditate before a session. I have to get myself in that state, in that wavelength, if you will, in that frequency, to like increase the chances of me getting a level of accuracy. Like yesterday, I did a mediumship for someone, and I was scribbling, and I kept drawing an eye. And I said, "Why am I drawing an eye?" And she said, her sister who passed away, who was coming through, she was like, "Oh my God, that's all she drew on her notebooks was a single eye with an eyebrow." And I was like, whoa. And then I also said, "Okay, was this a car accident, and were there drugs involved?" And she said yes. So it's like that. It's not always mind-blowing, but it's stuff that, you know, you wonder yourself, how could I have possibly known that? So I'm claircognizant. That's where my strength is. But some people are, you know, see things or visions, or, you know, like my mom gets dreams. Like, she's very, very strong in dreams, and she has predicted world events and things like that. You know, like, it's just pretty crazy, and it's not something I would presume. I don't think I could ever prove it to anyone, really, except by telling, like, anecdotally telling, you know.
I guess my question, and like, sorry for us to base over this, but it's like, how do we tell necessarily the difference between, like, say, like, us, like, how, like, there being a coincidence, or just us guessing it, and us necessarily or being able to tap into that? Like,
Practice.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've guessed things in the past.
You
but-
cannot. Yeah. No, it's hard to, especially if you're not well practiced. But the more still you are, the more in a meditative state that you are. Like, if you know how, like, when you're just waking up and you're in between that sleep and wakeful state, you know, this wakefulness, that's like, you're in a state of frequency to where that's a really powerful time. You can put yourself in that state, and people do. Like, you know, there's like, you know, spiritual people, mystics that do that. It comes with practice. And yeah, you can absolutely start discerning what is intuition versus what's an intrusive thought, what's just, you know, like coming, you know, because some people get triggered and then they act on impulse and they'll say, well, you know, I felt like I needed to do that. My intuition told me. No, that wasn't your intuition, that was your impulse, right? So people acting on impulse is not intuition, you know, and then they'll justify it saying, well, you know, that's what I felt like the universe pushed me to do. Yeah, so the more you practice it,
What's
you
the
might not
distinction between intuition and between impulse that you'd make?
That's a great question, but for me, it's just like there definitely is a difference, because impulse can be something like the impulse to go out and do a drug, for example. You know, how is that intuition? That's your impulse. You want to do that. You know,
Well,
but
I would just ask you, how do you define the two things? How do you define impulse and how do you define intuition?
So my friend is actually here, sorry, to pick me up. We're gonna go out, and I actually requested like about an hour ago, but you
I
just put me
apologize
on.
for that, by the way.
No, don't apologize. Again, amazing work that you do. I love what you're doing on here. Because see, not everybody's going to understand. Some people are going to come on here and they're going to want to argue with you, but what you're doing is such, it's so helpful. You're getting debates, and you understand, and you define, you know the definition of what a debate is supposed to be like. So I always like listening to you, and like I say, I may not be like the best out here, but I know what I have, and I'm confident in what I have. And it's not always fun. Like when I lost my friend Rex, I was like, seriously, I wish I was wrong about that. I mean, I just, for years and years, I kept telling my friend Suzanne, but only her, because I trusted her and she was a mutual friend. And I said, I just have bad feeling. And she would say, but how, and why are you saying this? And it happened. It happened last year, and he passed away of pancreatic cancer at the age of 53. So, but that's just one example of many, many, many. Like there's no reason for me to make it up, but I don't know if I could prove to you in this moment that I am, because I have to like prepare for that. And again, it's not always 100% that I'm going to get something that the person who the clearance is going to say, okay, wow, there's no way you could have known that that's actual evidence. You know what I mean? But I would like to try it again when I have more time. But my friends here, it is Friday, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Well,
going.
I appreciate you coming on. It was good talking to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, everyone, if you like the conversations, make sure to tap the screen to help send out to more people. I appreciate everyone doing so. Let's try to get to 250,000 likes real quick. It'll help send out to more people and get some more conversations in here. If you want to prove that you're psychic yourself, make sure to send a guest request right now. I do accept the first people who send requests are actually, I basically click like whoever, because it doesn't tell me whoever the first people who send requests are. So yeah, let me go on to the next person here real quick. Y'all already know the deal.
1 minute remaining.
All right. Yeah, what's up? How old are you? Hello?
Sentry available.
Oh, for some reason it's not going through. The next sub is 500. I'm pretty sure we already hit 500. I think. Let me check. Yeah, what's
Hello.
up? Can we do one more? How old are you?
25.
For sure, go for it. Prove that you're a psychic.
Well, I don't know if I could prove to you that I'm a psychic, because mine is definitely more situational based, but I know when I first came across your live, for whatever reason, the color green popped out, and a man of importance during your childhood.
What kind of man of importance would you reference?
Someone that you were really close to and looked up to as in the sense of like guidance and like your best buddy in a way. I'm getting kind of like the old guy from Up. Like he was really grumpy but showed great appreciation towards you. And I don't know if like his favorite color was green. It wasn't like your dad or
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have.
a forestry, very outdoorsy type of environment.
Person. Don't really have maybe like fishing with my like grandpa or something. But my grandpa died when I was younger.
That's what it was. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like,
Alright,
you
well,
lost him when you were young, and green is just screaming out to me.
Yeah, I don't know anything about green in relation to my grandfather, but like he just died so early on that I didn't really know him like super much. Like when I was 8, that's when he passed away.
Okay, yeah. But that was all I have to say on the realm of psychic.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a good night.
You as well. All right, so let's get the next person on here real quick.
Hello,
Hey, what's
can you hear
up?
me?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
For sure. Go for it. Prove to me that you're psychic.
Okay, first I want to preface by saying I'm kind of anxious right now because I've never been a guest on a live, and also I like fainted in my car a couple hours ago for no reason. So, but anyway.
I hope you feel better on that one. But yeah, no, don't worry about it. No pressure. No pressure at all.
Okay,
if you want to turn off the chat at all, because I know the chat can be like distracting and be a lot.
Okay,
You can hold down on the screen and then click clear display. It's like the best way.
Thank you so much. Basically, I'm actually doing something later, like an activity, I guess, that I want to start. It doesn't really give me credibility, but it kind of, it's just like my background, I guess, like background, context. But my mom is like her entire life. She has her own company. She's wrote a couple books. She got struck by lightning on her 15th birthday. You can look at her company if you want. It's a neuroschool thing. But anyway, she had a bunch of like seizures, flatlined a lot. It sounds crazy, but basically there was a study she was involved in at CU Boulder, which I go to, and I did go to, and it was a remote viewing study, and basically, you know what remote viewing is?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically they were doing that. I don't really, every time she tells me I can't really remember the study, but it's kind of irrelevant. But basically she did really well, and then she found out that they were trying to, they're basically trying to see if it was real so they could use it for like stock reasons. You know, they wanted to use it to make stock trades, and she was like really not into that. She felt kind of used. But she did get you know what Project Manhattan is?
Yeah, is that the one like CIA document people always reference?
Yes.
Yeah, I've actually read that one. I know the results of that one were like very inconclusive, and they didn't really get anything from it.
Oh yeah, it's not that, but she got the attention of one of the head directors of that, and they're like homies now, whatever. They've done a bunch of tests. Basically, it's not giving me credibility, but I can prove that my past experience has happened. So someone, I don't even know who, wrote a book, but they wrote a book about my mom, or my mom was included in it, and they basically confirmed that she was part of the study. So if you want, like, that's just my background, like, psychic stuff, whatever. If you want, I can, like, send you that on Instagram after the live, but anyway, that's all I know. So basically, the activity is, I went on Google and I just Googled like a random picture of a random thing. This was at 7:24 p.m. Oh, wait, I was gonna say one more thing. I'm so sorry. The guy, everything is nothing and nothing is everything guy, he went to my high school. And we're actually like homies, and he's not a bad guy, I promise. He wasn't like this in high school at all. And like, if you're watching, Christian, like, I love you, bro, but sometimes you gotta chill out. But he's like homeless, and I don't know. He's just going through it. He's not a bad person. But anyway. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
but yeah.
That's crazy that y'all are on the same line.
Yeah, I know. I've like seen your live show up on my page a lot. and then I saw him, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? I'll watch that. But anyway, so I have a picture on my iPad, and I can like. I don't know if I can share my camera on live, but I'll totally send you.
Yeah, you
the
can. You can
screenshot.
actually click the guest on the bottom, and then there should be like
Oh,
a
wait,
little
I see it,
camera that's next to like the microphone.
Okay, cool. I'll do that later. So I'll show you the timestamp for that, so I can just like look at after you did this. But basically what is you want to believe in psychics, right? Like that's why you're doing
Yeah,
this. Because you
yeah,
want...
no, absolutely. I want to understand like if it's something that's true. It's something I've always been like, interested in.
Okay, cool. So basically, there's gonna be a lot of doubt you have. Obviously, even when I do this, I have a lot of doubt. I've believed in all this stuff my entire life, and I just thought, like, am I just gaslighting myself? Like, is this real? So even like every time I do this, I have doubts too. But basically, the activity is you're gonna. So stupid at first, but I promise it's like an actual like you'll actually be doing something. But I'm gonna tell you to like I literally it's so funny. When my mom told me to do this when I was younger, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But anyway. You're gonna give yourself a grounding cord. I'm using quotations, but you're gonna like imagine like not a tail, but just like kind of a tube, like going. I promise it's like foolproof.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But going from like your brainstem to the center of the earth or whatever, and then you're just gonna imagine like any outside influence, like going into.
Stay strong.
Everyone's laughing at me. I promise. Just wait. Okay. Just
Oh,
imagine
yeah, just turn off the comments. I know the comments can get a
Yeah,
little
so-
distracting.
So just imagine it going to the center of the earth and just basically like getting rid of any energy that isn't your own. And then you're gonna imagine like a ball of light floating above your head. You don't have to like do anything. Just imagine it and just try. Like genuinely try.
Do I have to do it with my eyes closed, or do I just do it like?
I mean, yeah, that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, so do that, and basically after you do this, I'm gonna give you. Wait, do you have a paper and a pen?
Not in front of me. I do have my own copy. I can do that.
Okay, yeah, that works. I'm gonna give you 4 numbers, and the numbers relate to the image that I chose. So, well, it's, you don't have to do anything with the numbers, but it's just like, just write down the numbers on whatever you're using. And they are 2162. And you're gonna, like, close your eyes and, like, you know, just do the whole thing. And basically, whenever you're ready, you're just gonna write, like, a list of, just imagine yourself seeing the image, right? Just, like, you know, believe you can do it. And you're gonna write down a list of adjectives. It doesn't have to be like just adjectives, but you're just gonna write down any word you think of, any word that pops in your head, even if it's weird, even if you're like, I don't really think this word works with the image. Like it can be a mood, it can be like dark lighting, light lighting. You can say colors, you can say shapes, you can say like specific objects, animals. It'll be like inside or outside, you know, just very broad. And then,
thanks for that.
yeah, just take like a couple minutes, just write down as many words as you feel you need to.
Do I do it
You
after or like during?
You can start.
Okay. Alright.
Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy securing Alpha. Securing objective Bravo. Throwing grenade! The enemy has captured all objectives.
And honestly, this isn't like, of course, this isn't gonna be like foolproof or whatever. Because I've gotten this wrong too. I completely believe in psychic abilities, and I've done this inaccurately, so it's totally fine. Like, I'm chilling if it's not, if it doesn't work, you know. But it's just like a fun activity, and I don't know. Sometimes it surprises people.
Enemy combatant spotted.
I am wounded.
When do I stop writing things?
Whenever you want to.
Friendly care package in the AO.
Or whenever you think you're done. So, you know, it's fine if you want to. Okay. And read your list of words, I guess.
All right, tree, packet, football, apple, crack, pencil, fool, developed, intrinsic, ham, have, red, and blue.
Which of the words do you think is the most relevant, I guess? Which is, like, there's a lot of different, you know, just pick a couple and choose the ones that are, like, most relevant to the ones.
We'll say intrinsic, football, and blue.
Okay. Those ones didn't really pertain, but it was a picture of a Christmas tree, and there's presents under it, and I will send you. I do it right now. Hold on. Hopefully, it doesn't show my face. Okay, I got it. This was the picture, and the timestamp is 7. Can you see that? 7:24. I don't know what time it is for you, but it's not 24 minutes yet of the hour.
It's
So
7:14. Yeah.
yeah, so this was an hour ago for me, and this is when I saved the image. And I don't know, it was just a fun activity, but you said tree and you said packet.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. The first thing I just said was tree. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, so I do this all the time. Usually it works way better for like the first couple ones I try, and then once I do it like 3 or 4 times, it starts getting more inaccurate. But I don't know, I've had a lot of like crazy weird like success with this, and it's definitely not like the only thing that is basically like remote viewing isn't the only thing, like the only thing. Oh my god, I can't talk. The only thing is like you can do. But yeah, I do that a lot, and I can't remember what else I was gonna say. But yeah, that was it.
Alright, for sure. I appreciate you coming on. Let's keep talking. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Alright, next person, everyone.
Securing Charlie.
Real quick, how old are you?
I was already on here.
Oh, you were already on here? I can't quite remember.
Oh, I said
well,
you.
you're that person? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you. Alright, let me see. Let's get Jamal on real quick, just for a little bit in between. Actually, wait, Jamal did not accept it. Okay, alright, let's go to the next person. Yeah, what's up?
Hey.
How old are you?
I'm 20. Oh my god, everybody's been saying 20. Now you got me saying I'm 34.
You're good, don't worry. For sure, go for it. Prove to me that you're psychic.
Hi, my name's Tommy Oakley. I'm a Norse rune reader out of Los Angeles, California. I have been reading for 23 years now, so that's what I do. The thing is that a lot of people are saying on like how psychics get ready and everything, and getting into that meditational space. It's not my thing, dude. I don't get that. Like, let me focus and think a while on what I'm supposed to tell you. And honestly, the intuitive mind is supposed to just go. So everybody gets there differently. So I guess I'm not trying to talk shade, but I'm just saying that that's not my thing. So I work within the now and the present. This is what I do. I'm a Norse rune reader. I'm not a tarot reader or anything like that. And then also that other guy that came in, the one that the older tarot reader, he said he said, how do you know the difference between an impulse and your
intuition? Yeah,
intuition,
that's what I asked, yeah.
audience and stuff like that. How do you know the difference? Well, with me specifically, you have your intuitive mind, and then you have your tool, and then you have spirit. There's a three-factor check thing that you do there. So through reading, right, and my intuitive mind is talking, and my tool is matching exactly what is happening within my intuitive mind. Then from there, I'm able to do a little bit of it. So, hey, that other Christmas tree, it wasn't bad, you know? And then also the other guy said that you were going to be making coffee. You listen to what he said before you said that. He said,
Thank you, Miranda. I appreciate it. I can't quite remember. Go for it.
He said you're going to have a not normal impulse to make coffee. You don't drink coffee. Why would you be making coffee, right?
Did he say not normal impulse?
He
I actually didn't catch
and
that.
Oh! And he's like, I don't drink coffee. I was like, well, he said that. You're going to be making coffee. And so I'm like,
I must have missed that. I do apologize for that one. And that's the one thing I call out is like you said that was wrong too. So I mean I apologize for that.
Good. No, you're cool. Forgiveness. Well, with that, I want to do a love line for you. Can I do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm good. So you're in a relationship now, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You're in a relationship, can you go ahead and give me your name?
Her name? Yeah, Eliza.
No. Okay, really sweet, thank you. Give me your name.
Oh, Parker.
Are you able to give me your last name? No, don't do that. No, this is weird.
Yeah, TikTok, I don't want to get doxxed. So.
Don't even worry about it. Okay, so I got you and Eliza, right? Eliza, right? What is that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This round is ours. Prepare for the next one.
The Gauss comes for an awakening moment. Clarity is coming to you with this relationship. It seems like something that's worth it. That's pretty cool. The good thing about being in this relationship is there isn't any secrets. It's just obvious what you guys are thinking, what you guys want, what you guys want in your future. Maybe there's some conflict with her on where she wants to go. That's going to be worked out. The Gauss comes for an awakening moment, and this is where you guys are right now. The rune that falls over to Gauss is Urus for strength and courage. Applying strength to the relationship to where it really means. That means that there's things pulling you guys apart. That can either be school, college, family, could be any of that, all right? Now, it's not saying that the relationship is gone, not at all. No, instead it just needs strength, encouragement, and you need to be obvious with each other, meaning like, this is what I want, and if I don't have that, then this may not be the relationship for me. So bring in things like that for you guys to have the power, specifically within this year. Going into the past to see what brought you there. This is where it gets a little bit more psychic-y, because then I can look at things. Kanaz comes for the imagination. The rune that falls over Kanaz is Othila for the home, but the home is inverted. Ooh, when are you guys leaving to college or something?
Are we leaving college?
Are you guys leaving college or something? When you guys are separating? Which one is it?
Well,
her.
We're not separating anything, but yeah, we're leaving college when we're still together.
I know.
Like, wherever she goes, I go.
Stop it. I'm saying it's separating you in that sense, right? Hey, I'm going.
The college, like when she's gonna be busy. But yeah, that would definitely be a
Looking at
my bad. I didn't quite hear you. I think it's the mic or something.
Dude,
I need to turn up my volume.
Sorry about that. I'm fast. That's why, dude. I do this professionally, man. I'm not. Okay. So Kanaz comes for the imagination towards Othila for the home. That means 6 months ago, we made an established idea that we are going to be changing our life by going to school or separating from each other. Through separating from each other, it says that you guys came up with a plan. But unfortunately, it seems like both of you guys aren't able to courage in this plan because maybe one of you, right? And I don't mean to put you guys on blast like that. All I'm going to say is push that encouragement, dude, all right? If you guys are separating and you guys are going to Washington, okay? For wait, are you moving with her?
Well, she's not gonna go to like another place, but likely speaking, we'll probably end up going back.
Both of you guys
like another place, but likely speaking, we'll probably end up going back to my parents' house.
Both of you guys.
Because it'll be a place school. Yeah.
Wait, you're not. I'm confused. You're not going. Where are you going to school?
I live in California.
No, I mean her. So you guys are both staying in California for school?
We both do the same school.
We lost the round. Be ready for the next.
Right on. Okay. Looking at this, it says 6 months ago, possibly school pulling you towards different things is going to make you guys separate. But don't worry, because you guys come back together with strength and confidence, only if you guys are certain that this is what you want in the relationship. But it says that this is supposed to happen sometime this year, probably around March 21st. Okay, so next month. All right? That date's not important to you, is it?
It's pretty close. So if you said 1 day later, it would have been really crazy because her birthday is March 24th.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's the day before her birthday. All right. But with that, if you have doubt and fear, or if you have anxiety towards the relationship, don't stay in it. Okay? If you stay in it, then it's just gonna induce fear with you guys, and then both of you guys will probably push towards the separation. I want you guys to stay together. I see you guys staying together for your future. At least till 2024 is what I see here, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you guys are going to break up around that time. I'm just saying I'm working towards that date. Cool?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, next comes up your advice card. Algiz comes for a shield of protection, to protect and shield. The rune that falls over Algiz for your shield is Berkanon for female fertility, but Berkanon is facing the other way. This person is not being as encouraged in the relationship as possibly you think that they are. Now, it seems that this person's keeping things to themselves, right? This is your partner. Keeping things to themselves. There's doubt and fear, and there's a possibility there's a fear of fertility is what I'm looking at. A fear of fertility. Now, specifically,
or my end. On her end or my end?
On her end, right?
Okay.
Algiz comes for a shield of protection towards protecting yourself. That could be birth control or stuff like that. Okay. It's saying if you want the relationship to stick strong, and if you guys want to be confident within where you guys are going to go in your future, just practice safe intercourse and stuff like that. Okay. Can you do that?
Yeah, of course. There was no issue there.
Perfect. Then I'm cool to move forward to the future card. Unsus comes for communication. Communication, this is just communication, not just in the way that you guys speak, but in the way that you guys look at each other. The rune that falls over Unsus for communication is Issa for a wall. I gotta hit the device card again, can I?
Go for it.
Yeah. Algiz comes for a shield of protection towards Berkan on a female fertility, but Berkanon's facing the other way. That means that this person is feeling upset about a sense of fertility specifically. Alright? Now, this could be a fertility that can't be had or a fertility that can have. There's something up with fertility that she's not talking to you about. Maybe you know what it is. It's not my job to sit there and pick at it. Maybe you're already thinking of it. I promise you.
I'll ask her. There is actually nothing about it, but I will ask her about that. And I'll let y'all know next time.
I'll
figure out.
Okay? Algiz comes for a shield of protection. The rune that falls over Algiz for the shield is Yira for time and cheese. Are you willing to take your time and grow into a relationship that is comfortable for her just as much as for you? Meaning that if she wants space and time, you're going to give it to her.
Absolutely.
Yep. Perfect. Unsus comes for communication, the way that you guys speak. The rune that falls over Unsus for communication is Tharisa for the erected male phallus and the power of a man. Says that you guys can come together for a perfect relationship as long as we respect each other and know what the future is that we want the most. So there's something about fertility there, okay? Childbearing of some sort. That's going to be a big thing that's going to shift, but it's going to take, you don't have to worry about that till next year, okay? But as of right now, talk to her, open her up, like make sure she's speaking to you in honesty, because as of right now, there's something coming up a day before her birthday.
Okay, for sure.
All right, man. See ya.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to put down the particular date and whatnot, and I'll ask her about the fertility thing, and I will take it. Okay.
Because that's gonna that we want the most. So there were Tharisa for the erected male phallus and the power of a man. Says that you guys can come together for a perfect relationship as long as you respect each other and know what the future is that we want the most. So there's something about fertility there, okay? Childbearing of some sort. That's gonna be a big thing that's gonna shift, but it's gonna take. You don't have to worry about that till next year, okay? But as of right now, talk to her, open her up, let me know if she's speaking to you in honesty, because as of right now, there's something coming up a day before her birthday.
Because they.
Search and destroy.
Hey. Yeah, so I've been on hormones for 20 plus years, as everyone is learning. Most people could probably run through this spiel for me by now. I've been on hormones for 20 plus years. I have end-stage renal failure. I am in Melbourne, Australia, and I have interesting take on hanging out with men, cisgendered men, and the things that happen when they find out I'm trans, which is pretty funny. But that said, I've had chest surgery, no lower surgery, etc., etc. But I saw somebody saying, somebody asking about what is a cisgendered man? It is a man that is not transgendered. Howdy, mates.
Can we talk about how people call transgender people transgender?
I am one single transgender. That is not incorrect. There is only one of them. Currently in this room, I am not the single transgender. But
No,
beautiful savage.
You can't change your sex. Your gender is always and is always going to be changing. Your sex
gender is up here.
Okay, so Addison, I found the only comment that Latch made that was sort of answering the question without answering the question. It says if you got a woman versus female is different, doesn't that negate the question? Honest question.
No.
Hmm?
Simple answer.
A woman and a female are different.
No, honey, I answered. Babe, don't.
The reason
state the question. So it doesn't.
Can you change your gender to an AK-47? Look, if it turns you on, go for it. However, how many people are going to? Are you going to go through a surgery, for example? I'm interested in to become one, and how would you do so? Is it take up that much of your life that you feel that if you don't change, go out of your way to spend a metric dump truck of money in order to make the outside of you look like the inside of you as an AK-47? Are you going to do that? Because then I'll call you an AK-47.
Of course they are. What are you talking about? We're all brainwashed.
Oh. Right.
Anywho.
So, one of the things that I want to bring up to the chat, that I know that we all already heard about this, but the thing is, these people in the comments don't know about this. The thing is, you guys saying this is supporting the young girl who was unalived by 2 young boys in the UK. So you guys supporting the fact that the things that they don't agree is just putting up to more hate towards that community, and supporting the unalived and
donate as much as you can, guys.
Of that young girl.
It's super important.
Yo, drop a galaxy. Yo, you know what? Since there's mad heads in here that don't agree, if y'all don't agree, drop a galaxy, or I'm gonna kick you myself. You're gonna get muted for a minute.
Actually, it doesn't.
I was like, oh, that happens to me often anyway. Get bananaed for a minute. Oh, shit. Bananaed for a minute for saying random things. Usually my swearing. It's the Australian way.
Look at
Go ahead.
the person, oh really, I'm back, in the comments that just said no, and then look at his face and just read the comment like, no.
No, you won't get whatever you just said.
You don't get muted for a different opinion.
No, we're okay. Obviously, all right.
But I mean, if you're going to go against calling my guests slurs and names, then you will get muted.
Right, and Latch, this is to you, babe. Since you want to call Valkyrie honey, she's not your honey, so shut up. Anyway.
Yeah, my honey, my wife.
Tower, oh my God, check it. It's so beautiful, right? The tower.
Said he wanted a productive discussion. Yes, he wanted entertainment most of all, but clearly everybody in there loved me, so how much does he really care about entertainment if he didn't want to have me in there? Like, come on. It's hypocritical and it's illogical. And like, there's people in here that were in that live that can attest to this, definitely. He was not arguing logically off the standpoint. He was just using a lot of generalizations and like broad correlations of biological studies about testosterone and like what was it, like 500 BC? Like what? How back into the past did he have to go to try to justify as to why men are more likely to ask for a raise in their job? Like how far back in the past did he have to go?
It must be lobby.
Like we didn't have electricity at the time that he was arguing the reasonings for why men like ask for raises. And he's like, if you disagree with this, you're dying alone. If you disagree with this, you're dying alone. Like literally just kept repeating that before letting anybody in because he just wanted to go on a rant to feed his ego a bit before having any opposition in there. And it was hilarious.
Might as well just sit there and watch.
I'm serious.
Dude's insane.
I'm here to give you a voice that's very little bit to
That is fine. Hi. Oh my
He's so
gosh.
sweet and
I feel so seen.
I know, right? Like, I literally
Call
was like,
us
I'd
out
rather
till we
die
all
alone
know
than
you lying.
and a lot of people in here agree with me. So,
One
like,
back the other side. You got him. You got him.
okay, cool.
One more here.
Let me argue
Up top, I think.
because these bitches
Yeah.
I got one up top. Unless there's another one.
concept.
You just went
of
up
what
there,
they're talking
so I don't know.
Or what a debate is.
Literally, you're agreeing with him. They're sucking his cock on live.
My bad.
Shit.
And I was like, I'm not with it.
At least I killed myself and not you.
I'm not with it.
No, I think
And
I
then
got
after I
you.
started saying what
That
I'm
well,
saying,
the first girl he let in. The first girl didn't have any debate points at all. She was just
none. She just kind of sat there and was like,
like,
I agree with you. And then she cut off her mic for the longest time. I got mad at you.
That round's ours. Let's win another.
Like, come on now.
he
Y'all
said
are too
the first
yeah.
thing he said was like, I want people who are good at debating. I want like productive discussions and people.
And then as soon as people who came with productive discussion stepped onto the floor, he was like, no. You're invalidating my dick size. You're making it smaller than what it really is.
Literally, Scarlett got him so pissed because she was the only one like critically thinking in there. She was like, "Come on, let's critically think. Let's talk about this. This is all relevant information. The patriarchy, feminism. These are important."
These are all facts that can be attested back to history that we can look back on and say, "Hey, these are the things that we have seen in the past that did not work. How can we work as a civilization to make things better?" But you're not willing to have that conversation. The conversation that you're trying to have is to sit down and not just dehumanize women, but to sit there and infantilize the women that were in your life.
Yeah, but also you saw how fast I was speaking because I knew he wasn't gonna let me speak for long.
Love that.
I literally had to do like a 30-second rundown of all of history towards women, and I didn't even get to a lot of aspects
And the
of
wild shit is
psychology and
brought up purity
marriages
code.
and hymen inspections.
And I was like, I loved when you brought up purity code. It's like that stuff because like I'm African. And
Sandstone, green strawberry.
said that their hymen sexual prowess before.
Ball number 7. Okay, we will see the first ball. Wow, the green is so quick. The green and the blue ball is the first.
We've won that round. Now do it again.
Thanks, Marissa.
I'm in love.
Search and destroy. All hunters defend the objective.
You guys had some like good conversation.
Exit Chishku, you get the clear answers. How about that? We still get so many friends checking, but I finished all my orders. Okay.
I believe it's Surah Al-Ma'idah.
Maida.
Yeah.
73?
Yeah, chapter 5, verse 73.
Okay, but I'm on it.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
By the way, I heard one of you say it's awkward. I hope I didn't make anything awkward. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, don't worry.
That round's ours. Let's win another.
You laugh like our friend. Anyway.
Thank you, I guess. Are we
No
good?
problem. Okay, go. Yalla.
Oh, you're at Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 73.
Yeah.
Okay. Those who say Allah is this translation is bad for me. Ugh, sorry. Well, yeah, let me read it. Those who say Allah is one in a trinity. Now the Arabic doesn't say trinity; it says three. So it says
Third of
those-
three.
Yeah, like Allah is one of three or the third of three.
Mhm.
Have certainly fallen into disbelief. There is only one God. So again, this is talking about Christians, right?
Yeah.
So just to give like a brief commentary, no Christian says like in Christian theology God is not the third of three. He's not one of three because we don't believe in three different gods, because the Father, Son, and Spirit are the one God together. So this language of one of three or third of three, that God is the third of three, in actual Christian theology, this language is ridiculous because it's just that would only work if there are three gods, which is what the Quran is assuming. But if you go to chapter 5, verse 116, same chapter, Surah Al-Ma'idah, but verse 116, it tells you who those three are.
Okay, I'm going. Wait 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, I'm there.
Wait, where we at?
116.
Yeah, chapter 5, verse 116. Same chapter.
Alright, cool.
Yep.
Inshallah.
Is your Quran also in Arabic?
Yeah, I read Arabic.
Okay, go ahead.
Obviously, he's lying, bro. No way does he read Arabic.
What?
So,
I have some words, you know.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So, chapter 5, verse 116. And on Judgment Day, Allah will say, O Jesus, son of Mary, did you ever ask the people to worship you and your mother as gods besides Allah? He will answer, Glory be to you. How could I ever say what I have no right to say? If I had said such a thing, you would have certainly known it, etc., etc. So the Quran here is basically revealing that every time it says don't say three, it tells you what those three are, but it's not three persons, one God. It's three different gods, and the Quran, the God of Muhammad and Muhammad himself, thought that Christians worship three gods, God, Jesus, and Mary.
It wasn't saying, no, I know what you're talking about. I've had this conversation and I've asked about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not saying that it's three separate gods. It's saying that you're worshiping them. Worshiping.
Yeah.
Exactly, but that doesn't, it's just like you're giving them this higher, you're putting them in this pedestal near God, and you're not supposed, the ideology of Islam is that God is one and only. You don't put anyone close to him, near him, he's by himself.
Well, I mean, I agree, because God's word and God's spirit are not two individual separate gods who exist in addition to God the Father. It's a completely different view. But, like, just read the verse again, because it says, O Jesus, son of Mary, did you ever ask the people to worship you and your mother as gods, plural, besides me? Other translations actually say, did you tell the people to take yourself and your mother as deities, as gods besides me, Allah? And Jesus says, no, I didn't do that. And he's right. Jesus never said that, because no Christian believes that. But whenever the Quran talks about Christian theology, it always says to the Christians, don't say three. And this is the only place in the entire Quran where the three are mentioned. It's not three persons, Father, Son, and Spirit, together as the one God. It's three different separate gods, God, Jesus, and Mary. No Christian ever believes this. This is completely inaccurate. It's not correct. So my question is, if Muhammad's God, Allah, the God of Islam, is supposed to be the true God, and obviously as the true God, he's the perfect communicator, and he knows what people believe, probably better than the people know it themselves, and he knows the hearts of people, and he knows all true propositions. I understand that if Muhammad was right, that means the true God is not a trinity, right? And he would know that Trinitarianism is not true. But even so, I would still expect God to know what Christians believe, to know what the Trinity is, so he can properly refute it and represent it. But here, the three are, here the theology being condemned is something that no Christian ever believed in. For us as Christians,
I mean, do you not look at the Holy Mary as being up there? Do you put her in the same pedestal as other women in the Bible? You don't. Do you put Jesus on the same pedestal as anyone else? You don't. You call him God, and he lived on earth. Do you get what I mean? Like
Mary's a human, and even in the Quran, Mary's a human, and even in the Quran, it states that Allah preferred Mary over all women and purified her.
Yeah, I know she has her own. She's said more in the Quran than Muhammad ﷺ himself. I understand that. I'm just saying that it's the idea that in Islam it's.
No, but listen. Also,
like, I get what you're saying, and I also know what I want to say. I just didn't.
No, but also when you say like you're saying that you're saying that in the Quran it's saying that you're putting all three and they're not separate, they're all together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Islam we believe that Jesus was human like the rest of us. So when you're like when you're saying that but when you're saying they're all three together in Islam, we don't like Jesus was human. He wasn't, so when like you believe that they're all together, but we believe that Jesus was human like us.
Like he was.
So like the fact that you're putting them all three on the same pedestal and you're saying they're one is like they're not, because he's human and God is God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, here's the problem, and believe me, I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
We put Mary on a specific pedestal because we believe she's holy, but the pedestal that we put Mary on is not the pedestal of God. Mary's a saint. She was a very holy woman, but she was a human. She's not divine in any way. She doesn't possess God's nature. She's created. And we do believe Jesus is created as a human being with respect to his humanity. Jesus' human nature is not God. We don't worship a man. We worship God who became a man for the purpose of redeeming us through his life, death, and resurrection. His humanity is not God. When we say the Word and the Spirit and the Father are equal, we mean in the sense of their nature. Because the Father always has his Word and his Spirit. He didn't create them. So the Word and the Spirit are intrinsic to the Father, inseparable to the Father. The Father cannot be who he is apart from them. Psalm 33:6 says, "By the word of the Lord, the heavens were made, their starry host by the breath of his mouth." So everything, the universe, the heavens and the earth, were created through God's Word and by God's breath. God's breath is a metaphor for his Spirit. So that's what we mean. And I understand that in Islam it's different, but that's precisely my point. Islam came 600 years later. It's a different theology, it contradicts what came before, and it doesn't even represent what Christians believe accurately. That's what I mean. But it doesn't stop here. We want to.
14 seconds.
There you go.
10 seconds.
Stop. There you go. Good shit. All right, good job.
Good game.
Oh yeah.
Good game.
Good game, y'all.
The part where
There's really no way.
died for people's sins. What does that mean?
Yes. So it basically means that Jesus
There's no
took the
hours out
penalty
in the
for
game.
our sins. For example, in Genesis, when Adam and Eve, or
Oh,
Adam and
goodness.
Hawa, as you would say, after they sinned in the book of Genesis, before God cast them out of Jannah, out of paradise, the Garden of Eden, he gave them clothing. Now, the clothing can only be made from the skin of animals because they were the only two humans. So this basically means that God had to unalive an animal in order to get the skin from it. And this is basically going to foreshadow a theme that, hold on, and this is going to foreshadow a theme that we see in the Old Testament. Atoning sacrifice so that people can be forgiven.
Flora. Okay, perfect. Blue and purple Flora. And we have the amethyst. Do you want the amethyst? Okay, most egg one. This one. Also big discount. Okay, this one most egg with cluster.
Holy, holy, and when we break God's law, holy.
What I'm saying is this. The reason why morality is subjective is because it's not an objective part of reality, which means it is codependent.
You can't define something but with its own word.
But you can. And I gave you a good example. Your thoughts, human thoughts, cannot exist outside.
Without thoughts?
What? You're cutting me off before I can finish. They are subjective because they are not an objective part of reality. Emotions are subjective because they're not an objective part of reality.
But they are, though.
But they're not because they can't exist outside of humans' existence.
But we exist. Where can we go where humans don't exist? How can we falsify this?
Are there humans on the moon right now? Are there humans on the moon?
I don't know.
Then morality doesn't exist on the moon, period.
But, dude, we're talking about people and having self-awareness.
Right,
like,
that's the
this
point.
Is a
Wait, you think morality doesn't exist on the moon?
No.
So yeah, Neil Armstrong could just go
So I don't want to go to the moon with you, dude.
That's you're twisting my words.
But once people are there, then we'd suddenly have morality, but it's still subjective. It still
Yes.
doesn't fucking matter what you or I believe.
No, I didn't say that. I definitely believe that we as people should live in a society that is safe for children, ourselves, and anyone else around us. I do believe that people make terrible choices and that those actions are wrong, but I believe that subjectively.
I was waiting for that.
I've been saying that the entire time. You've just been cutting me
Actually,
off.
again, you say it's subjective. I can totally. There are some things where I try and justify in my mind. Like, for an example, I'll give you all an example of why I've, like, a personal experience for me. I've been like, do I think that death row is moral? parts of me want to say yes. I really want to. But at the same time, we all know it's fucking wrong. Like,
I
it is
believe it's wrong.
Even if they have done the absolute worst, you know, to children, to animals, to women, to men, it's still objectively wrong. It doesn't matter how you try and justify it. It's wrong. It doesn't matter how we try and justify things based on feelings subjectively. It is objectively wrong.
Let me ask you something.
But
Let
we
me
come up
ask
with.
you
Go
something
ahead.
about
Go ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something about that. Is it because of what you've been taught, or is it how you feel?
A little of both.
You know what my
because
mom says? She
there's-
says, let's just burn all the R-worders at the stake.
There
Light
are
them on
plenty.
fire.
Who?
I mean, I was raised that death row is, you know, perfectly fine.
So it's a little of both, Michael. I would say there are plenty of people in the world who started as young ages who grew up to be psychopaths who were probably taught. I mean, we can't rule out that every kid who ends up being a psychopath wasn't taught right. We can't say that would be.
Well, actually, I've looked into this. People who are sociopathic are born that way.
Right, but what I'm saying is we
Most
can't rule out that the parents didn't try to teach them things. It boils down to both what they're taught or what they believe is right and wrong. There's plenty of people who aren't
They literally
psychopaths.
have a,
but
it's a
that-
disorder. They have like a
Yeah, I was about to
shrunken
say, that is a
frontal lobe.
literal, like, chemical imbalance, or, like, the wiring is going up, you know, wonky baloney.
Right, and those
Shrunken,
chemical
frontal
imbalances
lobe.
lead to emotions or lack of emotions or thoughts and beliefs that then pursue that person to commit acts of crime.
And also, like, you know, brain injuries, there's all, but again, that's altering the state of being. When we're talking
So-
about these things, those outliers, those people with literal, like, I mean, I would call it like disability or disease. I don't want to be ableist, but I mean, everyone has suffered from some kind of mental illness at some point.
Molly,
I'm
I
not
got a
trying to be
perfect
like
phrase for you.
They'll tell
It's
you.
the example that proves the rule.
There you go.
They'll literally tell you that they knew they were doing wrong. So they know.
So, would you guys
my-
believe? Would you guys
Go
agree
ahead.
that psychopaths don't have moral values? They don't have morality.
They know right from wrong. They
So
just know.
sociopaths are so few and far between.
There's a
Like,
spectrum.
and again, that is literally like a chemical.
Right, but well, it
Or
doesn't.
like a
I don't think
physical
it matters
thing.
at this point what causes it. I think we both agree. I'm asking, do you think they have morality, thoughts, and beliefs that what they're doing is wrong?
No.
Okay, then it is
But that's
subjective.
because they are literally unable to feel emotion.
Right. And that doesn't make it right. I'm not saying that it makes it right. Whatever they do, I'm not saying it makes it right. But I'm saying that is why morality is subjective. Not everybody is capable of having it. Those chemical imbalances can cause lack of emotion or
That's
realistic
probably,
thought and
honestly, I'll
belief.
give it to you, Maya, or Mia, however you want to say it. That's probably the best argument I've ever heard against, you know, objective
And you can just call me
morality, so I'll
Zoe,
give
by
it
the
to
way. My
you.
name is Zomia.
Okay.
Zomia, I was just about to say that. I looked up your Twitch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's me.
And guys, I'm
I'll
fine
put
with
you
being
follow.
wrong. Like, it literally says prove me wrong. Sure, I sound sure of myself, but if I'm not going to get on here and sound confident in myself, I'm not going to get on here at all. So, but I'm willing to learn and, you know, whatever. I do still think that morality is objective, but again, that's going to make me look, you know, further into things, because that is a good argument.
What would you call it then? If okay, call me moral or whatever. If I don't like, child predators and women beaters and killers like that, I have a really bad thing for them. I don't like them. I
don't
can't
either.
stand them. I wish they could cut their balls off in their dick and put it right up on their forehead. But I think they should. I don't think they have anywhere to live on this planet.
Well,
Because
so
I don't think there's.
the thing is as much as I wanna agree with you, and I've been in a total like dilemma with myself, internal dilemma about this for a long time. So the thing is I think that the prison system needs to be totally reformed. Prison is not supposed to be punishment.
Absolutely.
Prison is supposed to be, how can we get this person back to society in a healthy way? How can we make them a productive member of society again? And there actually it's been shown that with people who, like, ugh, I feel bad for saying this, but I've done a lot of research. So people that have, like, for example, people that have P3VO thoughts as, like, smaller kids, like hurting cousins and people, if they seek help, it's like the turnaround is very high. Like the chances of them turning around, becoming a productive member of society, and totally getting rid of those thoughts is possible.
It doesn't matter. They've already created the act.
And I mean, I totally agree, but there are ways to make someone a productive member of society without putting them back into society.
Enemy UAV active.
They can still work, they can still, you know, again, provide for society without, like, it actually costs more money to put someone, to execute someone than it does to keep them for the rest of their lives.
I would say, I would say this is what I do if if there was if you could. Munich, everybody knows Munich, right?
Yes, Munich.
And then have them as an indentured servitude to the person that they've done it to for the rest of their entire lives. And
Whoa.
if they pass, they're passed on to to another, because we don't want children born in that situation either, because they would be indentured as well. We'd have another slavery issue. But yeah. If they
I wouldn't put it in the person. I wouldn't put it in the victim's face, because it would remind the victim every time.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do
So
whatever they
I'm
want to with
thinking,
them.
like,
Whatever they want to do with them.
And
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a reason that we don't allow people, like the victims, to choose the punishment for the person that, you know, committed the act, or that, you know, they fell victim to. And it's because that would be subjective. That would be totally based on, like, opinions and feelings and experiences, because how could it not be? We're human. And those things do overrule. But again, that's why, again, we have a jury. We have systems in place because, I believe that morality is objective. We all know deep down what's right and wrong. And in a lot of cases where people get away, like with the jury thing, it's because one person wanted to do the other thing, and it's because it's like they feel bad, you know, for doing whichever.
I would say deep down we all, well, not all, most of us believe what's right and wrong is the same. And that's why we have governed laws, because when the general society wants to live amongst each other in the same normal way, free of crime, nobody wants to be shot in the street or R-word in an alley somewhere, or kidnapped or whatever. Nobody wants those things, and those people didn't ask for it, and those things I believe are wrong, and I would say most of the general population of the world would believe those things are wrong. But there are a few people that don't believe those things are wrong, and they commit acts because they don't care. And they,
Let me
don't
ask you
see
something,
anything wrong
Mia.
with it.
Let me ask you something. What if everybody believed it?
If everybody believed it, then it would still be based off of opinion, thoughts, beliefs, and emotions.
Okay. So, Mia, I have a question. Have you heard of the MAPS group that is trying to become, like, you know, a
Part of the LGBT.
No, I don't even want to bring that into it. They're trying to become respected in society. They want people to understand them. And if you don't believe me, you need to look up a man named Alfred Kinsey.
You're talking about
He
the
did-
Moes and the I'm not gonna finish the word.
This man
We'll call
named
them
Alfred
child
Kinsey. Yes.
like a
But the
traveling
Alfred
map.
Kinsey guy, he did. I do read the comments. I don't get to read them all.
Yeah,
but,
they're trying to normalize it, like the group of the like the
Exactly.
LGBT. Yeah,
And
I don't agree with it.
But again, do you think that that's okay because it's based on their subjective morality that that's okay?
No,
Like,
I think it's wrong based on the general
it's
public.
objectively wrong.
I
like,
think
it's objectively wrong.
General public.
I think it's wrong.
Period,
I think
dude.
it's wrong,
Thanks,
and
Jiggly.
I think it's wrong. I believe it's wrong because those are my beliefs. And I would like for people not to do those things, and I would like for that group not to be formed.
Well, what's funny, Mia, is the people that do it, they also know it's wrong. That's why they hide. That's why they lie. That's why they do things to cover themselves up. Is because they fucking know it's wrong. Like, it's funny.
Determining what's right and wrong, as a sense, comes down to emotions, thoughts, and beliefs. And
Okay,
where I
listen.
agree with you that it is
This
wrong.
is the reason why it's
Team deathmatch.